MovieWeb.com.
Now, how did you come about taking on this project?
I read this manuscript by Dirk Wittenborn, the writer of the script and the novel, and he gave me this. I only knew him as an acquaintance, and he does this thing that I'd never known novelists to do, but filmmakers do it all the time, where you show your peers your work in progress to get a sense of, you know, what they think and where it's going and all that stuff. And so he gave me this incomplete manuscript that ended at a fascinating point where I was dying to know what happened, and I said, this is incredible. What happens? He goes, well, that's why I gave it to you. I'm still trying to figure that out. So I said, I don't know what happens, but I'll option this. I want to make this a new movie, and we'll figure out what happens, or you figure it out, and by that time, we'll get the movie made. Mm-hmm. And then the book came out, and it was very successful, and I'd had the rights to it. And I love the story of the mother-son story. I related to it as a teenager, and my own memory as a teenager, and what it's like being a parent now of a teenager, and what they're going through, and how no matter how much you love them, you can't protect them, and you know, what kind of people you're going to raise, how they're going to contribute to society.
What's interesting is that Anton plays the son, and it seems like he was at the same age that the character is, but he's dealing with very adult situations.
Yeah.
You know, what happens to him. And what's interesting is it seems like usually in Hollywood is that, you know, if you want someone to be a 15-year-old, you cast someone who's 23. So how is it that he...
Well, ideally, you do that not just to get that kind of experience, but you do that because, you know, there are union rules. You know, you can only work a kid so many hours. The fact that Anton was perfect for the part, and 15, was fantastic creatively, but logistically a nightmare. But the rest of the cast was so taken with him, and they saw just how perfect he was for the role, that there would be times where I'd be forced to say, Anton, okay, you know, I shot you now. The actors will have to do their close-up with no one there. And they said, he's worth it, we'll do it. David Duchovny was the one who called and said, I know you don't want to hire somebody who's too young for this part, you know, who's under 18, but this guy will nail it every time, and it will save you, you know, save you time and money.
What's impressive about the cast is that there's so many esteemed actors who, you know, Emmy nominated, Academy Award nominated, Golden Globe, so on and so forth. I mean, you know, was it difficult for you to kind of get these all together, or was it because you are Academy Award nominated that you were able to say?
Well, I think that my first stop was to the actress I couldn't really picture a backup to was Diane Lane. That's who I wanted, and I wanted her all the way for the year I was developing the script, and I just lucked out that she said yes right away. Right. And Donald fell into place very quickly, soon afterwards, and the tough part was finding the right kid. You know, the kid who could, you know, hold the screen and make you care about him, and that you go through his moments of incredible joy and, you know, terrible agony he goes through. You know, it's a very unpredictable story. So finding someone who could hold your interest that you cared about was the most challenging aspect.
And what's next for you?
I just finished a picture called The Accidental Husband that is a comedy with Uma Thurman and Colin Firth and Sam Shepard. A guy named Jeffrey Dean Morgan was in it. And I've got 2 movies I acted in, one called Snow Angels and another one called The Great Buck Howard. And I'm starting up a new movie that I co-wrote to direct called The Position.
Fantastic.
So I'm really bored and lonely.